This presentation is about having the mindset to grow like a lobster. I was at a conference last week for my own professional development and came across a session that was well worth sharing with others. The conference session was titled Moving Beyond Heroes and Holidays, given by Melissa Rader from Iowa State University. The main theme of this session was about using an anti-bias approach in education. The relevance of this hit home to me when I connected with a powerful video about a story of a lobster. I had been reading several articles and books about technology, education, and society, and the impact of the digital divide and the concept of othering. After watching this short YouTube video, several concepts clicked, and I wanted to share my perspective with others. A very important part of being an educator as well as a member of society is recognizing our own biases first. Biases come from incorrect information, emotional stress, time pressures, new cultural awareness, language barriers, and lack of communication. These are just a few obstacles, but more importantly, it is knowing what we do with these obstacles. Learning from them, demonstrating conversations around them, and having the courage to grow and change can make best practice successful. Best practice is not just citing research to improve student learning, it is also bringing your best each day and having the willingness to be out of your comfort zone and be willing to grow and change. Dr. Abraham Tversky discusses in this YouTube video an analogy of growing and changing like a lobster. In so many ways, it brings relevance to the mindset that we must create in ourselves in order to begin to make true differences occur. Take a look at this video.
Something I want to tell you about the stress and how we have to look at stress, okay? And I think it's an important thing because many people have told me from my lectures it's the one thing they remember, okay? I was sitting in a dentist's office and looked at an article that said, how do lobsters grow? Well, I don't care how lobsters grow. But I was interested in it. And it points out that a lobster is a soft, mushy animal that lives inside of a rigid shell. That rigid shell does not expand. Well, how can the lobster grow? Well, as the lobster grows, that shell becomes very confining. Right? And the lobster feels itself under pressure and uncomfortable. It goes under a rock formation to protect itself from predatory fish, casts off the shell, and produces a new one. Well, eventually, that shell becomes very uncomfortable as it grows, right? Back under the rocks. Good. And the lobster repeats this numerous times. The stimulus for the lobster to be able to grow is that it feels uncomfortable. Right? Now, if lobsters had doctors, they would never grow. Because as soon as the lobster feels uncomfortable, goes to the doctor, gets a Valium, gets a Percocet, feels fine, never gets off its shell. So I think that we have to realize that times of stress are also times that are signals for growth. And if we use adversity properly, we can grow through adversity.
Technology, education, society are intertwined now so closely that when change occurs in one, effects are seen through the others. It is very important as advocates of these issues that we empower others to see the positive in them, and in order to do that, we cannot be afraid to grow and change, just like a lobster.